Hi everyone, it's me Cryan from Cryan Studio, and I'm back today with a guide for LOTRO PvMP. Since Rise of Isengard came out, it's been kind of hard for new people to get into the game, and I'm new as well. So I kind of tried to figure out a guide that will be easy for you to kind of jump in. This doesn't cover everything, because there's just so much more. There's like corruptions, and like just traits and all that, and building your character. This is just how to jump in the game and do all those quests that will get you fast into the game, help you rank up and kind of move fast. We don't have that much time, there's a lot of footage, so let's get moving. Alright, so let's get started with the basics. Here you have the menu where you choose what class you want to play. Of course you have to buy them. The only free class that you can play with is the Reaver. I bought the Warg, that's the only one I have so far. Here you have the Weaver, which is basically like a debuffer. Black Arrow, DPS, range DPS. This is the War Leader, which is kind of like a captain, if you know what that is, kind of paladin, that's how I explain it. This is the Healer, the Filer, basically. So you have all of those classes, and you can pick any of them, and they're all very different. I'm gonna jump in with my Warg here, and I end up in the starting zone. This is the starting zone. It's like all the crazy fires and orcs and wargs everywhere, and it's all crazy and stuff. Well, it's just a starting zone. But let's check this out here. So I have all this crazy UI that you can see. I have the green and the blue bar, which is like the health and mana and all this stuff, and you see this on PvP videos for other games like World of Warcraft and others, but it's really about comfort. That's why I have it. I did try to play it the regular way, but I just feel like this kind of does boost up kind of the experience, and I don't have to worry about weird bars on the bottom like this here. Look, this is the regular UI. It's horrible. Come on, like look at that huge thing on the bottom. I can get rid of all that stuff and make it so much more simple. So that's kind of what I do. You can also like kind of change some stuff and make it a little bit more convenient for you and all that, but it's still not good enough. So what you do is you go to the UI here. You have to download the skin first from the LOTROinterface.com site. So it's this pretty good skin. This is the one that I use. There are probably some that are better, but I mean, it does really help. I like it, and I think it's pretty comfortable. The other stuff that you need to get is basically Palantir, which is the blue and the green bar thing, and buff bars. That's basically it. Look them up. They're all on the LOTRO site. Those are the things that I use. Some people use like these other things, like cocktails or whatever. I don't even know what they're called, but there's like a lot of other plugins that you can use, but those are the basic ones that I use. So now I think it's time to kind of go around and look at the quests and the starting zone. So there are many quests, and this is a list of basically the basic ones that I do when I don't have that much time to walk around and kill Freeps for infamy, because I don't care really that much about destiny points. All these quests give you destiny points. You rank up so slow that you will have enough destiny points, especially now since Rise of Isengard. What I need is infamy, and a lot of these quests that are like kill general, capture an outpost, capturing a keep, it's not really a quest, but after you capture a keep you get this quest. Like all these give you like 100 infamy, which is a pretty good amount. So I make sure that every time when I start off in Gramsfoot, the starting zone, I get these quests. These are all here, the general quests that are killed this general. If a keep is captured, there's a general that generally comes over from the other faction, and you need to kill him. Now here you're gonna see this place right in front of the starting zone, which is basically this like small camp. You'll see this guy, he has a ring on his head. That means he has a quest. So the quest is basically killing slugs. It's a very simple and fast quest. It's very simple. It takes a max of 5 minutes if you have to wait for mobs to respawn. I generally go for like the weaker ones. Here I go for like a stronger one, because it's like, if it's dark blue, that means it's like level 73. If it's light blue, it's like level 72. Level 72s are easier to kill faster, but still, this is a very simple quest. Now what happens though is that you will get ganked in this place by Freeps. This is the problem, and I did get ganked here. So they're gonna try and kill all those new players that are doing these simple quests, because they're fast and easy to do. And what happens is I basically get ganked, and I can escape here. It's not that hard. You just can use sprint or disappear if you're a warg. I have an easy escape mechanic, so I don't have to worry. Other classes do have to. Here I don't use it though, so that's why I die. I just wanted to show you basically what happens if you don't. You die.
It's beginning to look a lot like Dust Bowl.
Now some Freeps aren't that smart. They're gonna kill you, and then they're gonna be like, ha ha ha, he's not gonna come out because he's dead and he's afraid to come out. And then they're gonna keep ganking until everyone from the starting zone comes out and just destroys them completely, just like that previous guy. So yeah, don't worry about it. If you're new, you will die several times, but it's okay. Generally try not to die. If you're a warg, you have escape mechanics, use them. Here, I do escape. What happens is that they come out, I think they tracked me, or I don't know how they saw me, but they basically saw me. I use sprint because I'm trying to escape, then they stun me, so I use my unstun, which I will explain in the next guide what that potion really does and when to use it. Basically when you want to unstun. But here, also you need to try and run to a safe distance, and as soon as you get your Dissappear, I would advise you to use it. I know that it has a cooldown, but still. Now remember those quests that you got at Gramsfoot? Well, this is the one that we're doing. The first one that I always do is OP, capture an OP, and these are all the OPs that there are on the map. And basically an OP is like a little strong castle thing that you capture. They don't give quests. There are no quest givers in OPs. There are in keeps though, which are bigger outposts. Now that one we kind of screwed up because there was another group that was also doing it, so we decided to do it properly this time. And yeah, I mean, generally it's not that hard. There's a boss on top. You can evade generally the mobs that are up in like the gates, but you generally need to. It's a good idea to send the warg inside to check if there are any Freeps just in case. And here we basically start beating this guy up. As you can see, he's the other warg is kiting him. That's generally something it's good to do when you're at low HP. But yeah, just kite him, and it takes about like 3 minutes to do this. Then when you're done with this quest, you just basically go back to Gramsfoot and you talk to the War Tyrant. I think it's the only tyrant in the entire Eden Wars, so it's this big guy in front of the fire in the center. Now the next queue that I generally do every day is, when I have the chance to play, is Grand Marshal Anne. I think the name of the quest is Counter Assault or whatever, but basically you need to go to Elf Camp, which is a kind of the exact opposite of Orc Camp, obviously. And it's basically a place where Freeps get some quests and they hang out, and it's a safe zone. Kind of. So basically what happens is we creeps need to go in and try to get this guy called Grand Marshal Anne. If you're in a small group, you can see here we're trying to get all the basically trash mobs and kind of kill them first, and then go back in and go for Grand Marshal Anne. What I did not notice in this video though was that after we killed all these Freeps and I went back in, Grand Marshal Anne wasn't there. He was killed, and you'll see this in a second. But basically, if you see him dead, that he's not there, he's supposed to be right over here, and he's not. So I just wait. I was lucky enough that he just respawn really fast, but generally it's like 15 to 20. Some people say 45 minutes. I think that it's just Golden Head, which is another monster, which is over very to the east, basically into the Freep zone. And yeah, you basically take him out here, and again, if you're in a small group, try to basically just aggro him and then take him out and kill him over here at the bridge. There are some NPCs up there that protect the bridge. Use them to help you with the DPS. This is kind of like handle him faster, because sometimes what happens is people are so focused on him that all of a sudden Freeps come over and then the Freeps kill you. So try not to do that. Now, after we're done with that quest, sometimes you would go for getting a keep, if there are any keeps. So that means if there are any keeps that have been taken over by Freeps. The keeps are, I haven't marked them here, but it's basically these bigger outposts. And they generally have like a little picture that's like a castle, and the outposts don't. But generally we do that sometimes. Sometimes we go for Golden Head when there's really nothing to do, but in this video he was already killed. I really didn't want to waste time to wait for him because he respawns every 45 minutes. So Golden Head is a bear, by the way. It's just a giant bear, nothing special. But basically here we kind of go for the keep. This is turf roll. And maybe in the next guide, and like another guide, I'll show you some hiding spots and stuff. There's mechanics that you can do, certain strategies, but we kind of get overpowered here. There's just too many NPCs. So what happens is we kind of type in OC. That's generally good to do. Type in OC that you need help, and another raid would come over. For keeps, generally you can have several raids trying to take him over, and you'll still get credit for it. Whereas outposts, you generally try to do it with only one raid because the other doesn't. I guess I haven't really tried, but I think it's pretty much like that. So here, yeah, we basically kind of get pushed out because the Freeps come over, and yeah, we run. I think I used here exactly. I used my Dissappear or sprint, and that's why in this next video here, in this next footage, I use my track. I decided to track a hobbit because we were fighting that hobbit before that you saw. So I decided to see if I can find him and kill him. He was a minstrel as far as I remember, so he shouldn't be a problem. And I do sniff him out, and I start following him, but he starts like teleporting on the mini-map. It's not teleporting, it's just that he's moving really fast. He's on a horse. So we decide to follow him. I don't have my sprint. I don't have anything that really can help me kind of move faster. So I just tell everyone to kind of follow me and we'll get him. And we do. We start moving faster and faster, and we start catching up to him. And yeah, basically this is what happened. So yeah, you see here that the water was kind of really what kind of screwed him over because he had to get out of his horse. It automatically happens. So here we get him and we kill him. Now, just about like 15 minutes later after this encounter, we see all these Freeps that are gathering right in front of Elf Camp. Remember that place where I told you that they generally hang out? Yes, well, because it's next to the bridge and there's Toasaran. Yeah, sorry, Toasaran basically here. We control it, so generally what happens is that we start fighting over it. And this is a big place. This is a key location where a lot of conflicts take place. And now you got to be very careful because here you will literally be just completely stomped over if you're not careful because they're just huge groups sometimes. I generally try to stay away from the waves when they pass through the bridge, and I try to get someone who's weak. Here I don't see that many really weak Freeps. They're all pretty well organized. They're moving in a big wave, and there aren't that many that fall behind. And if they do, don't generally go for the one, even if he's like a little bit far away. Don't do that because he still might be like on vent or something, and he might say, hey, there's a warg here that's ganking, and everyone's gonna come back and then kill you. Here also there's this place where you can kind of on the bridge. I stayed at the edges. Some people say don't do that, some say do that. I say do it because then you can jump in the water. Even if you break your foot, you can still like disappear or something and kind of get away. So then, after all those main quests, there are some other quests that are like gathering, or generally gathering is like at the forest camp, which is down south. And then there's like in Toasaran, there's some quests. They're all like small quests. They give, though, these ones here specifically give a pretty good amount of infamy. They don't give that much destiny points, though. I personally say, okay, infamy is good enough for me, I'll get infamy, because I really do think that infamy is a lot more important than destiny points, at least if you're especially like rank 4 or rank 5. There's a huge gap between rank 4 and rank 5. That's where you're going to start feeling that the game starts getting slower, the ranking. So yeah, there's all these quests. They're generally, I think some are 4 hours, some are 12. It really depends on the quest, but yeah, do these quests after you're done with the big main quests. One of the ones that I generally like to do is the troll slab and pieces of stone. I don't even know what they call it, but they're two different quests that are basically the same thing. You need to go and find these like big rock trolls, and basically collect from them pieces of, yeah, just pieces of troll, I don't know, stuff. So yeah, and it's a very popular place. This here is a very popular place right next to Graham's Foot, and people will generally come over and take your stuff, so you have to be fast. Another thing that I did not get the chance to show you because we simply did not have the artifact that's needed for us to enter the creeps was Doff. And Doff is basically a place where you're going to get these stones. I'm going to explain them in the next guide again when we talk about character building and traits and all that. But basically, I wasn't able to show it. This year, is basically the Hordale River. It's again a simple quest that you pick up in Gramsfoot. You need to basically go over here and use this item, this a barrel, and you poison the river. And this is a very simple quest, but sometimes what happens is the Freeps have the cleansing the Hordale River quest. It's the exact opposite quest. And they will be here, generally on the rocks. Some will jump in the water. It just depends really, but try to be careful. I'm always stealthed, so for me it's not a problem. But this guy here finds this Freep, and it kind of gets a little funny because I decided to chase him like, yeah, let me help you, bro. And then all of a sudden, we fall in the waterfall, and I thought that we were just gonna get like our legs broken or something. It turns out that because it's so high up, we all die. So yeah, when you go back and you turn all those quests in, you're pretty much done for the day, and you've gotten a pretty good amount of destiny points and infamy. So that's basically the guide. Next time I'll do more stuff about this. I'm gonna do Dargazag Doth there. It's just as long as we have the artifact, and then Coldfell is just I'm gonna show you some places where you can gank or just be able to find Freeps to kill. Lumbercamp I didn't show really in this guide. Rotham, those are also places where you're gonna have some Freep encounters. Well, all that next time. So thank you all for watching. That was basically the guide. Next time we're gonna talk more about character building, traits, virtues, corruptions, whatever, all that stuff. If you have any questions, again, YouTube PM, at Cryon Studio on Twitter. We don't have a Facebook page yet, but we will make one. And the site is www.cryonstudio.com. This was Cryon from Cryon Studio, guys. You won't meet some of the other guys, I promise. But see you guys all next time.
I'm filming.
Oh, you're filming?
Yeah.
Alright, okay. My name is Cryon, aka Ray Robert De Niro. I'll be doing a guide today about how to show you how to do PvP, you know?
No.
Huh? What? What? Camera guy, shut the huh?
Hey, come at me, bro.
I got the right and
Come at me, bro.
Oh, you want me to get on at you?
Come at me, bro. Come at.